Hello YouTube, and today I am continuing chapter 8, which seems to be a long time now, but we will get through it. I'm going to keep these videos to a maximum around about an hour, so because I don't think anybody will watch them if they're more than an hour long. So without further ado, last time we finished off building GCC, and we ran the test suite. That seemed to have worked correctly, and we finished off the installation. And now we're going to install Ncurses. But before that, we must, we'll clear the screen first. We must delete the source directory. So we cd out this. So cd dot, and then it's rm minus rf gcc 14.2.0, and that's the directory. And this might take a little while. Okay, that's fine. And now we compile Ncurses. I think we've talked about Ncurses in a previous video. What it says here, the Ncurses package contains libraries for terminal independent handling of character screens. It makes, I think it makes TUIs. I think it helps you. People use it to make TUIs and stuff like that. It's kind of used in a lot of things. I've never done any programming with it, but I kind of know what it does. So we need to extract source code. So it's part xf Ncurses, and what we're going to do is cd to the Ncurses directory. Ncurses, yep, helps with type it right. And we run the configure command, and it's got some new configure options. With shared, this makes the Ncurses build and install shared C libraries, which is typically what you want. On a Linux system. Without normal, prevents Ncurses building and installing static C libraries. Okay, I think that's most of the stuff we've built so far, as basically had is built without static C libraries. I could be wrong. Without debug, this prevents Ncurses building and installing debug libraries. Okay, with CXX shared, this makes Ncurses build and install the shared C++ bindings, and this also prevents it building and installing the static C++ bindings, okay? This switch generates and installs the PC files for package config, right? So this is all like pretty standard. If you've done any C dev, done a little bit. So we do configure. Oh, oh, there we go. I did copy that little bit there. All right, that's done. And what it says here, it says compile the package. Okay, so we need to do make. And hopefully this won't take too long. Oh, it's only 0.2 SBU. Oh, there we go. We're already done. That's good. And what does it say here? So it says the package has a test suite, but it can only be run after a package has been installed. The test resides in the test directory. See the README file in that directory for further details. The installation of this package will override libcursesw.so 6.5 in place. It may crash the shell process, which is using coded data from the library file. Install the package with the dest.dir and replace the library file correctly using install command. The header curses H is also edited to ensure the wider character API to be used as what we've done in the, basically that was in the previous chapter, where we was building the temporary system. I think that was the temporary system. Yeah, that's where we build the temporary tools. Yes. So we go back to here. So make dest.dir print working directory dest install. Okay. So what does this do? This goes and builds it into a dest directory, and then right, and then it goes and does obviously replace. It removes this file, and then it does some, replaces some bits in the header as it, oh, this is basically what it was saying. And then it will copy the entirety of that directory into root. That doesn't look right. Well, that's what we have to run. So copy and paste that. Right, that looks like it worked properly. And then it says many applications still expect the linker to be able to find a non-characterized Ncurses library. Trick such applications into linking with the Y character libraries by means of symlinks. Note that the SO links are only safe with the Curses H edited to always use the wide character API. So basically, this is make some symlinks. So programs basically thinks it's using the correct library when it actually isn't, or using the older library when it isn't, by the looks of it. That is I've done that before. That didn't copyright. Okay, I'm not sure what happened here. Not sure what that does. You know what? I'm gonna run that previous block again, just to overwrite that, just because it did anything weird. So let's just take that and all it will do is overwrite everything all over again, and then we'll run this again. I think we should be okay. Right, there we go. Right, and it says finally make sure the old applications that look for Ncurses at build time are still buildable. Okay. So this is another symbolic, this is another link. If desired, install the Ncurses documentation. Yeah, we should probably won't hurt to install that. Done. Right, it says the instructions above don't create a non-character Ncurses library since no package installed by compiling from sources will link against them at runtime. However, the only known binary applications to link against non-wide character Ncurses library require version 5. We must have such libraries because some binary only application of the big compliant with the LSB. Build the package again with the following commands. Yeah, I'm not interested in that, so that's fine. And it looks like we finished with that. So we're finished with Ncurses. So we CD out of that. We RM minus RF Ncurses 6.5. And we move on to compiling sed. So this is another, well, this is going to be very simple. I'm not going to explain all of this. Sed, I've already mentioned in the previous video, it's just sed is the stream editor. And we're just going to compile. I'm just going to run through this. This is, should be fairly self-explanatory if you've been following along, all 5 of you. So let's do this. So it's tar xf sed. There we go. CD sed. And then we do the configure. This is I like it when programs just use very simple commands to build stuff. Right, and then we do make and make HTML. And test results issue chown. So we just basically change the ownership to tester, and we run the make check task. So that's pretty straightforward. I don't think this will take too long. Right, no fails, some skips, and the rest of them pass. So that's all good. Skip, by the way, if you're not a software engineer, is basically they've disabled tests deliberately. That might be because they're still working on a piece of code and the test is currently broken until some other code is changed, or it was a non-functional test, or it might not be relevant to this platform. And there won't be quite a few reasons why the test is skipped, but that is perfectly normal if you're a software. Like I've got loads of skipped tests in some of the software I've got because I'm developing at work because of basically I'm making a lot of API changes. So some tests just have to be skipped, and it's not ideal, but it's better than commenting them out because then you know that they show up in the report that they're skipped. Whereas you commented out, you can only notice they commented out when looking at the file. So that's what skip means if you're unsure. It's not an issue. And let's make install. Should have just run whole code block, shouldn't I? So that's just copy, paste that last piece. And this just looks like it copies some docs around. And we're done with sed. Okay, I like that one, nice and quick. Now, Psmisc. All right, so before we get into building this, which looks like a nice, easy one again, we RM minus RF sed 4.9, and we tar xf Psmisc 23.7. Okay, 23.7. There we go, and CD into Psmisc. Now, I don't know what this is. Psmisc package contains programs for displaying information about running processes. Okay, so this is what the PS command, I'm guessing. Okay, so this one's looks really straightforward. Let's just copy. It's configure make check-ins and then make install. This is very straightforward. I like it when it's straightforward. I suppose most people do. make check. Number of expected passes 9. Guess it's worked. Got warnings. I think that's fine. Can't see any failures. So then we're done. And there's the contents of Psmisc. Oh yeah, F user, kill all, peak, FD, PRT stat, PS log, PS tree, and PS tree X11 linked to PS tree. We don't have X11, so how can it? Okay. Same as PS tree, except for waits for confirmation before exiting. X11, surely that's something to do with X11. Display running processes a tree. Oh, I didn't know about PS log. PRT stat prints information about the process. Peek at file descriptions of a running process given its PID. Okay. Okay, kill all. Neighbour's got his TV on really loud, really distracting. Right, so that's done. And let's do Gettext again. Oh, this looks like it's going to take a little bit longer. So we are going to cd out, rm minus rf, psmisc, boom. And we're going to tar xf, let's just clear the screen. Let's get text. And we're going to cd into that. And we do the configure. Right, so we're now going to need to do make. Right, so that's compiled. Yeah, and then we need to do make check. Right. So we need to just install the package. So what this seems to do is just the user will make install, and then it goes and does it changes what does Gmod do again? Always forget. Change the file mode bits, yeah. So we'll just do that again. Just change it to permissions on the file. Oh look, they've got examples for different. The ones for Java up here, yeah. Hello PHP, how to use it. Interesting. I'm not going to go through all of these. I should go over and read exactly what he installs in the system, because there's quite a few things in the system I'm probably just not aware of that typically on a Linux system. Right, so we need to install Bison. So before we do that, we cd out, we rm minus rf get text, and we clear that. We go next, we do part xf Bison, who's not Street Fighter character. Every time I just think of Bison from Street Fighter. Every time I see that. with to configure. Just thinking of the Street Fighter movie now, and the actor who played him. You know what? No, let's do it properly. But I guess this takes a while because this apparently takes longer than the other one before it. You would think all these programs would have the same test suite, but they all seem to have slightly different test suites. So the only testing I've done with C and C++ is using the Catch2 library, and that works very similarly to most testing libraries that you find in languages such as C# or Java or JavaScript or even Go. Right, so that looked like it worked. So we do make install, and that's done. So clear the screen, cd dot dot, rm minus rm Bison. Forget what Yak and Bison does. I actually read this. Yet another compiler. It's all very nerdy. But let's do grep. Install grep. So same xf grep cd grep, and then right. So this one's a little bit different. We all know what grep is. I'm not going to talk about what that is. So first, remove a warning about using egrep and fgrep that make tests on some packages fail. Okay, let's do that. And prepare grep for compilation. Okay. Right, and then we do make, oh, need to be in the window. Make check. Right, and then the no failures, 16 skip. That looks good. And then make install. Right, there we go. And then we cd out here. rm minus rf grep. And then we do bash. The bash shouldn't take us too long. So I'm going to stop around about 8 o'clock, 8:15. Because I want to actually go out for a walk. So what we're going to do is we need a tar xf bash, and then we see into bash, and prepare bash for compilation. So this compile step. Now it's got a new configure option with installed readline. This tells bash to use the readline library that is already installed in the system rather than using its own readline version. Okay, sounds reasonable. Right, and then we're going to do a make. Yeah, we did a configure, yeah, make. Done. Okay, and this is similar for basically it has changes the ownership to a tester account, and right, the test suite of this package is designed to be run as a non-root user who owns the terminal connected to standard input. To satisfy the requirement, spawn a new CA terminal using expect and run the test as a tested user. So this, right, so this goes and feeds. So this runs expect as the tester, and then it pipes this file, which is this text, which is essentially a file, into the expect program. So that's the, okay. The test uses diff to detect differences between test script output and expected output. Any output from diff appended with a greater than or and a less than indicate a test failure. This is a message saying the differences can be ignored. One test name run built-ins is known to fail on some host distros with a difference on the first line of the output. Okay. Right, please do not consider this a test failure. So this is where it's got the greater than the less than, but it looks like it says bleed. This is fine. Okay, that just took a while. I was wondering why it was taking so long. Well, it paused, I should say. Right, I couldn't see any test failures other than the ones where it said it failed, but it was okay. Yeah, it was these ones. That means I think we're okay. So that looked like it. So there's warnings, but they're not errors, so that's fine. So we do make install. Done. And right, so we run the newly compiled bash program, replacing the one that is currently being executed. Okay. Right, that looks like we're okay. Now we're going to install libtools, but first, as always, cd out of here, rm minus rf bash. And then we are, let's just go to the proper, let's go to thing libtool. Okay, so libtool, I'm not sure if we've done this before. The libtool package contains the GNU generic library support script. It makes the use of shared library simpler with a consistent portable interface. Okay. So tar xf libtool, blah, blah, blah. And now this looks like it's a standard procedure. So we just cd into there. Tool, yep. And then we do configure. It's almost always the same thing with these smaller packages. And then we're going to do make check. Right, so it looks like there was 6 tests, 4 passed, 2 skipped. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it was so quick compared to GCC. Kind of like, did it work properly? So make install, and then we do a RMF, blah, blah, blah. So remove as user static library, okay? Done. I'm not sure what you would use this for. I need to look into more about this because I don't. These are tools I just never typically use on a Linux machine. I always use it as a desktop machine, and I use the command line for helping me build software and scripts. I don't typically ever really get into this more lower down stuff. So whenever I act a little bit confused, it's because I just don't know too much about this. So, you know, that's the whole point of doing this, is showing people, somebody hasn't gone through it before, what you're going to run into, and whether the book's any good, really. It's, you know, the book does work if you actually read and follow it properly, which is almost all the times where I've been confused what to do is because I didn't actually absorb what the book was telling me. It's almost always my fault. Right, RMF libtool, and then we're going to do this GDBM next, and I think this will be the last package we do tonight. So we clear the screen, we tar xf, guessing it's GDBM. There we go. CD GD GBD GBDM. Yeah, I did CD GD. I was putting GB. Oh, I'm an idiot. The GDBM package contains a GNU database manager. It's a library of database functions that uses extensible hashing and works like a standard Unix DBM. I've never used a Unix DBM, so I wouldn't know what a standard Unix DBM works like. The library provides primitives for storing key data pairs, searching and retrieving data bytes key, and deleting a key along with its data. So what's this? It's like a hash table or something there. Okay, so this looks like some sort of non-SQL style database of some sort. Right, there we go. Yeah. So we do make. So, I didn't read out the configure option. So the meaning of the configure option, the switch enables building the libgdbm compatibility library. Some packages outside of LFS may require the older DBM routines it provides. I need to look up what this is. But it looks like it's some sort of key value store that you can use. So we do make check, and make install. Right, and that's that done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to CD out of there. I might RF GDBM 1.4. Boom. And it's almost 8 o'clock. What I'm going to be doing is trying to do one of these videos per day with the Linux from scratch stuff. There's just so I don't have to sit down for about 2 hours. Because it's just easier for me to sit down for about an hour, 45 minutes, record the video, and then I can move through this a bit quicker because it is quite a big section. And there's a lot of stuff to install still, I think. Yeah. So I'll kind of try to do around about an hour. So we've got through that in around about 45 minutes. So hopefully it's going to probably, if I do one a day, it's going to, hopefully I'll be able to get these done by Saturday, and then we can get onto chapter 9. So doing slightly shorter videos on this, and we're just going to break this into chunks because what I was doing before just wasn't working, because to be honest I was procrastinating on it. So if we split up smaller chunks, we can make a little bit more progress. We can do lots of small amounts of progress in one big long video, which I think will be better for people to absorb anyway. So that's it for this video. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one, and we'll be continuing with chapter 7 in the next video again. So thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video, and bye bye.